to be on mute while he's talking. I would like to introduce our main speaker, Dr. Dhirendra Bhagwat Rangari ji. He's active Ambedkarite and would like to contribute to society. The topic that he is talking is about Bahujan media and introspection. Bahujan Media has grown exponentially in last 5 years, but he will try to answer the question: could it mobilize the Bahujan in achieving in their social, economical, political, or cultural goals? So, Rangari ji, you can take it over. You can
Sure.
go
Thank
ahead.
you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for the opportunity. And I will share my screen and please confirm if you can see my presentation. So, wait, uh, click on there. So please just let me
We
know
can
if you
see
can.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. JBM everyone. I am Dhirendra Bhagwat Rangari. I'm a social activist. Um, and please bear with me. I'm sorry, I'm not doctor. I'm just engineer. Um, this subject is pretty important for all the Bahujan intellectuals. It was in my mind since long, but because of the time clash, we couldn't make it earlier than this today. But we are not late. So allow me to just repeat the topic once again, just to understand what we are going to speak and what I am going to speak uh, about it today. Uh, the subject is the Bahujan media have grown exponentially in last 5 to 6 or even 7 years. But the question before us is, could it mobilize the Bahujan Samaj in achieving their social, economical, political, cultural goals? That's the question. And that the question which I'm repeating here struck me, and I thought of doing an introspection of it. And so to do the introspection, you may think that am I a journalist? The answer is no, I'm not a journalist. Um, but I would like to also tell you at the same time that even though, despite I'm not a journalist, but I am, I could manage very well to run a media house and run a news channel. So the topic is very vast. We have less time. So allow me to be straight. It might sound very strict or stringent to you, but I'm very sorry. It's if I'm very straight, it's only to limit myself and try to justify this topic in the limited time. Saying that, I would like to draw my views or inference, I could say, that yes, that is the truth, that we have the Bahujan media has exponentially grown a lot. We have hundreds of news channels today in India, and we can say a few of them are also out of India. It is a fact. But when I was assessing the situation and when I was doing the introspection, I felt that we have not we have not yet achieved few percent. Uh, we have not been able to mobilize even few percent uh, on our social, economical, political, and cultural goals. And then why do I say that? what is my analysis on that is what I will go to the next page. In the next page, you would see I'm trying to make an attempt to summarize the content in what is the role of the Bahujan media. I will be just spending 2 minutes for all of us on this. Then we will also see where the Bahujan media has done a very good job. What are our achievements? And at the same time, it is important that we try to assess uh, that if we have any shortcomings, what are these shortcomings? Then I'm also going to spend some time on the role of the Bahujan Samaj people in empowering the Bahujan media. What role and responsibility we as an individual of the Samaj have to do to empower our media. And if we say that we have some shortcomings, of course, we together have to decide what are the solutions. Some solution which came to my mind, if you allow me, I will present those to you. So, and this is just a proposed solution, and we may in future or offline uh, derive a better solution together. So we go to the next slide, and Mangesh, please raise your hand and just call it out if I'm over taking more time, because I really want uh, to respect the time which is offered to me. Okay,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
please.
we'll let you know.
So the role of the Bahujan media is like as I mentioned earlier, it's a very big topic, but in a crux, the role of the Bahujan media is to become a collective voice of people belonging to Bahujan Samaj of all levels and at all levels. Of all levels means Bahujan Samaj people who are of age of as a youth, we can say, okay, and of girls and boys and youth and students and philosopher, I mean, like students at all levels, then man and woman, our pensioners, everyone. And at all level means at international level, at national level, at state level, at district level, at taluka level, at the block level, at the village level. So the role of the Bahujan media is to become a collective voice of the people. The role of the Bahujan media is mass awakening and form a public opinion on all aspects, issues related to our social, economical, political, cultural, and educational. The role of the Bahujan media is to set up or to run or to start the Bahujan propaganda in a positive propaganda, and at the same time, we, our Bahujan media's role is to counter the propaganda of the counter-revolutionary forces. So it's both sides. The role of the Bahujan media is also to create the narratives. So no one will come to create our narratives to make the people understand in the simplest way. Yeah. So we need to create a narrative. We need to create a bubble. We need to create an idea and of all our issues. At the same time, the role of the Bahujan media is also to educate our people, to educate our masses at all different levels on the on the on countering the narratives which the mainstream media is doing. Now, we all know that the mainstream media, let it be inside India or outside India, it belongs to home, and it basically represents home. Yeah, so it only represents the counter-revolutionary forces. So we have to counter, the Bahujan media is responsible and they are accountable, and that it is their role to counter the narratives of the mainstream media so that our people doesn't get trapped, or our people doesn't get trapped in their ideas, in their ideology. The role of the Bahujan media is also to create brotherhood, which is basically a second name of fraternity amongst the scheduled castes, the scheduled tribes, the OBCs, and the minorities within India and out of India. And the role of the Bahujan media is to act as a watchdog and to act as a pressure group. So these are more or less the in my opinion the role which the Bahujan media has to play. There might be several more, but as I said mentioned earlier, that with the limited time, I will try to summarize it and put it in a crux. Moving to the next topic, and sorry, next content is let's be positive and let's see what we have achieved. Okay, so it is, to be honest, when we all see the media, their role, the media, our media, the Bahujan media, is basically acting as in a real sense as the fourth pillar of the parliamentary democratic system in our country as envisaged by Baba Sahib. Because we all know that constitutionally, and Baba Sahib has emphasized that how important the fourth pillar, the media, is to make the parliamentary democratic system run effectively and efficiently. Uh, just not to go much into detail, but for all the people who are there in this call, we know one thing, that when we send our representative in parliament, in assemblies and in the parliament, and if they don't do what we have asked them to do, then we rely on the executive, because it is the executive which is the second pillar, that they can mobilize or they can tell the political representative that you are not doing the job, you are not implementing, you are not making the laws which are required for the people, and they will intervene, and they will tell the political representatives um, the the policies which are there, the policies which are embedded into the constitution. What if the political representatives, after political representative, even the executive, which is second pillar as per the parliamentary democratic system, doesn't do their job? Then what? Then then we have the third pillar, the judiciary. And if they do also don't do their job, and if they are not honest, and if they are not interpreting the constitution when the time arrives, the situation arrives, and if they don't uh, do their job in a righteous way, then what? And that's the reason why Baba Sahib said that it is the media which is the fourth pillar, and it is the responsibility of the media as to act as a fourth pillar to create an awakening amongst the masses that there is a big problem, for you in our country, and that is the role of. So yes, with whatever news channels we are having today, I could sense and I could see that it is sort of an acting as a fourth pillar. So I really wanted to emphasize on that. The another Bahujan media's achievement is that we have hundreds of news channels. Okay, and to be honest, these hundreds of news channels, they have enormous views, because when we have the news channel in our statistics, we can know. The YouTube provides us the dashboard, and we can see how many countries are watching us, how many, at what age group people are watching us. They also show us how many views we have got in each video, each news. and how much watch time. So when we say the views and the watch time, it is enormous. It is so big, I would like to tell you that the mainstream media got they got deep concern from us, and it is a fact. And it caused so much of pain to them that they who had crores of rupees at their disposable and who were running big TV channels, downstream and upstream TV channels, which needs crores of rupees to establish and run, they started opening their own YouTube channels. So can you believe that? Now, YouTube channel is for us. It is free. It is a platform. You create an ID and you start publishing it. But imagine the kind of fear that the Bhujan media brought to the mainstream media, that they had to create their YouTube channel. The Bhujan media's achievement is a very important one, is that we don't have any dependency on the mainstream media for highlighting our issues at the state level, national level, or at the international levels. If you ask me, and if you see, 15 years back, that was not possible. It was impossible. So the Rohit Vemula case came up so much and it went to at the international level. It is only because of our media. It is only because of the Bhujan media. So it's a very positive, and this is one of the achievement I would like to call out, that we don't have any dependency on the mainstream media. We don't have to call them. We don't have to invite them. We don't have to pay them. We don't have to impress them. We don't have to request them. That is one of our achievement. And one of the another achievement I would like to emphasize is that the Bahujans have got an autonomy. We will decide. We are at the free will in our Bahujan journalism. Earlier, it was not there. The journalists who were working in the media house which I was running, they would tell us that they had no liberty. They had no liberty to write the stories. Didn't have the liberty to produce the stories. The stories what they would produce would be watched and would go through a scrutiny, and only then, if someone would say yes, then only they can publish it. Otherwise, they couldn't. So Bahujan's media's achievement is that not only it provided self-employment, but more than that, it provided an autonomy and a free will in Bahujan journalism. I will go to the next slide. And in this next slide, I'm just trying to highlight what shortcomings do I think from whatever limited knowledge and limited experience I do have in media. Uh, One of the shortcomings which I would like to highlight is that the Bahujan media somehow was unable to create Bahujan narratives. We also see that the Bahujan media couldn't counter the narratives of the mainstream media. Yeah. We also see that the Bahujan media was not able to run the wheel of a propaganda, or to run a propaganda, or to set up our own propaganda in our favor of our issues. We don't see that is happening. And we also see that our media couldn't manage or couldn't counter the propaganda of the counter-revolutionary forces. We also see, I also observe that we were unable to create a cohesive public opinion on Bahujan issues. I also see that because of all these reasons, I don't see that we we were able to become, in a sense, a real voice of a Bahujan Samaj. Okay. We also see, and I also see that most of the Bahujan channels might be opened by someone from us. They might belong to scheduled caste or scheduled tribe or OBC or minorities. But I would like to sort of attract your attention that just because these channels were started by people belonging to our community or Bhujan Samaj, does that mean that that channel is our channel? We see that there are so many channels who just go and show and try to criticize the counter revolutionary forces, Modi, Yogi, and this and that, and right wing did this, and then that's all. There is no conclusion, there is no analysis, there is no mass awakening, and our people do watch those channels. If you ask me, for me, they are not news channels. For me, they are just YouTubers. Yes, YouTubers. You just have your camera, you have your phone, or your camera, you have your account, and you just see and you just show. That's all. You produce nothing of yours in that. That is YouTubers. Now, there is also a huge difference between a news channel and ideological news channel. Now, here I would like to also attract your attention. The news channel is an ideological news channel only when it works on our ideology. When it works on Ambedkarite ideology, then that channel belongs to us. If that if that channel is running its show just to create a revenue and to earn, then that channel doesn't belongs to us. That is not a channel, in my opinion, as an ideological channel. The ideological channel is very visionary. It's not only reactionary. The ideological channel is a channel which creates narratives, which creates his propaganda in favor of the Bhujan Samaj. It speaks about affirmative action. So these are basically the criterias which can decide whether the channel is a real ideological news channel. The ideological news channel believes in collective work, believes in collaboration. It doesn't feel competition. If we have another channel running a very good show, they don't feel competition between each other. They share uh, their knowledge, they share their scripts, they share their studio. If the new people doesn't have the studio, they share their studio. So where there is a sharing, there these are people who actually are doing running an ideological news channels. So it's for us to be very uh, important that not because it is being run by a Bahujan, that channel belongs to us. Please identify, and your intellectuals who are listening to me, and you can assess who is an ideological news channel. So these are some of the shortcomings which I wanted to bring to your notice. Now, before we go and before I try to summarize some few solutions or way outs over our shortcomings, I would like to also come to you for this particular slide, on this particular slide, that what is the role of all individuals belonging to the Bahujan Samaj? What is your role in making the media more powerful or empowering the media? Just few things to share, that the it is your responsibility, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, and if I'm very sorry if I'm strong with my words, but as I mentioned a few minutes back, that your responsibility is to identify which channel is a real news channel or ideological news channel, subscribe that channel, watch that channel, share, and not only watch the news but also watch the advertisement of that channel. It might be boring for you, but by if you watch the channel's advertisement, then that channel gets a revenue from that advertisement. So if you don't watch the advertisement, then the channel gets less revenue. So a request and an appeal to you all to watch the advertisements and then share. Don't feel that it's sort of a favor if we are watching the Bhujan media. No, it is our duty. It is our duty that the moment we got to see a very good news, then we see and we feel it important that we share it. If we will not share it, we will not get organic views. We don't want we don't want to pay someone to share it to others, or to just to have a likes. No, it is, if we do this for our media, then we will have we it will be very organic. And in this manner, you can surely, again, you can definitely and you can surely uh, empower the media. So it's both ways. The media is empowering the Bhujan Samaj, and the Bhujan Samaj also needs to have to empower the media houses. You can invite the news channels to capture local news, local issues. And when the journalist comes to your area, you need to protect them. You need to safeguard them, because it is not that simple. Today, when our journalist goes in Delhi, they are stopped by police and by other people everywhere. With the Hindu right wing people stop them everywhere, challenge them, um, and threaten them. So it is our responsibility that when the journalists come in our area or in our region, we protect them. We give them protection. Uh, Maybe it might happen that our journalist, you couldn't invite the journalist and the journalist couldn't come. In that manner, in that situation, you can just record the issue or the happenings, the incidences with your phone and share it with the news channels. It really helps a lot, because this no one can claim that this content belongs to them and put a strike on us. Because if you just capture it and send it to us, we have the original clipping from you, and we can make a story out of it. So in this way, you can contribute, and you can also contribute. And in my opinion, you should definitely contribute financially to the media houses. The, the media houses, with so much of less money, with so much of an effort, with so much of an pains, they go out and then they produce, they capture, they produce, and they publish news. It's for us. So it is our responsibility to really help them, support them financially, so that they can sustain their media houses, they can sustain their team, they can sustain their family. Yeah. So this is sort of an appeal I would like to make. And 5 years back, the revenue which used to come from the YouTube was very good amount. But now the YouTube has put so many conditions that the revenue which the news channels they are getting is very less. So your financial help is very, very important. So these are few of the points which comes to my mind, where we as a Bahujan Samaj can empower the media. And I go to my last slide, so that we just leave some time for the questions and answers. So, what kind of a solution I would like to propose over here is like, it's very key, is that the the Bahujan media has to act as a watchdog, and at the same time, we as a Bahujan needs to be acting as a watchdog towards these channels. Yes, it is possible. The channel, we can have a two-way communication. There can be a traffic two-way. The communication can be two ways. The communication one way is from channel to you, that they produce and you watch. But if you don't like it, and if they are producing a news something which is makes no sense to you, then you can put a comment and you can advise to the news channel that what you think. uh, and in that way, it is a communication established already, two-way, where you can set up an expectation with the news channel, saying that you just don't show what your camera is showing, but produce it, put your message in that, give your analysis, all kind of expectations you can set up. Second thing, I would like to also come to you and tell you that the media houses, we sort of have a tendency uh, that we try to watch only one or two channels all time. Okay, but my proposal is that we really need to establish the media, Bahujan media, not only in Delhi or not only in Bombay, but they have to be at all levels. Because then who will go, let's say, to Bhandara or Amravati or Varda or Akola or let's say Bihar, any district place. So the decentralization of the media is very important because the people who are living in in that district, that block, that village, they will be able to capture the local issues, and we collectively can make them uh, the national issues. Yes, I was also mentioning about this. Don't only watch few channels, watch many. Yeah. So subscribe to those channels who are operating at different levels. If you think that the channels which are existing today are not doing the job which you expect them to do, then we can open our news channel. It's free. You don't need to be a journalist. And I would like to tell you one incident. I was recently watching a podcast of Salim Khan, the father of Salman Khan, and he's a writer of many movies and Sholay, together with Javed Akhtar Saab. And what in his podcast he said, it was very astonishing. He said in Hindi and Urdu, हम तो पहले लिखते ही नहीं थे, हम तो सिर्फ बोलते थे, लिखने वाला कोई और रहता था. So he used to say that I used to just think. I never used to write. I was not a writer. I was only a thinker. I would just think. I used to just tell, and someone used to write. That tells that to open a news channel, we don't have to be a journalist. If we are activists, and if we are Ambedkar activists, that is enough. Don't think that we will create a competition. That some people in my different conversations have raised their voice and saying that many channels means division, many channels mean competition. I don't think so that, and you may correct me if you want to, because you have to imagine the Bahujan Samaj base is so broad. We have to mobilize crores of people. We have to mobilize people living in uh, a, lakhs of villages. So opening the channel and making them decentralized news channels, I don't think that we will create a competition, and I don't think that that is a division, in my opinion. In fact, we need more channels. We need many more channels as compared to today. The last but not the least, that organizations like ANA, AIM, and other organizations which has the 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 think tank, the Bahujan think tank, intellectual Bahujan think tank. You need to participate. You need to put a condition to those ideological or news channels. Tell them we would like to have a call with you on a, not if not on daily basis, at least on a weekly basis. In your weekly editorial calls, we would like to participate, and we would like to tell you what you should be showing. We would like to tell you what are the issues at the international level or at the national level. So I would really want the organizations to participate and give a direction, and this is possible, and set up an expectations, and this is possible, and those channels which are willing to do that, those channels which are willing to listen to you, those channels which are willing to collectively work with you, they are ideological channels, because if they believe in collective work. So these are some of the solutions which I would like to propose here. By doing so, We will be able to create our own narratives, number one. We will be able to create our positive propaganda, number two. We will be able to, at the same time, counter our revolutionary forces, their narratives, their propaganda, and by doing so, we will be able to guide, advise, mass awakening of our Bhujan Samaj by our Bhujan Samaj, for our Bhujan Samaj. That's all I have to say. And thank you very much for bearing me and listening me for last 30-35 minutes. I pause and I come to you. And Mangesh, please help me out here. For any potential questions, I'm at your disposal.
Uh,
Thank you.
Thank you, Dhirendra ji. It is very insightful, and I really personally like the context of Ambedkarite movement through media perspective. You have not only covered the details of media, but you have reached to the solution as well, where we have some suggested direction which we should be able to follow. For our all the participant, I would like to mention that we also have a media channel, YouTube channel, Facebook page. Please subscribe and link us through that, and try to spread us our movement. Uh, with that said, I will open a forum for question and answer, and I see Pavan has reached out for his question related to the channels. So when we say channels means is that a YouTube channel or TV channel? So this is the first question for you, Bhagwat sir.
So the channel which I mean to say, it is a channel. It can be YouTube channel. It can be also a TV channel. The channel which is a news channel which publishes news. That is what I meant to say.
Thank you. Any more question? Please raise your hands or type in your question into chat box.
Can I ask question, Mangesh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, please.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, Jevin sir. Thanks for this talk. And so I don't have like any specific question, but like I'm totally agree with you that we should have the multiple channels because we have so many different stories. We have different topics where we need to cover those things. So one channel supporting one channel will not solve the issue because we have so many issues, so many dimensions for each issue, whether it's based on like caste or gender based issues and all. So definitely multiple channel will help them to grow. Uh, so, and because of new technology like YouTube and all, that's things are not that expensive like previously. Like print, people need to print and then they had to distribute the letters and distribute those newspaper. But now because of YouTube's the new technology, things are get cheaper and the reach is much higher. Like people can watch anytime. So definitely, our people should go in that direction and
Yeah,
the new changes which coming on AI side and all, definitely we need to use those type of technology also to, share our information.
yeah.
At this moment, I can see only one or two big channel like a Dalit Dastak and Mukh Nayak. At this moment, they had a very big footsteps. So, what do you think? Like, what stopping them, or why not other like people who is from that media industry? Why not they are coming up with that big name? Like at this moment, I can see Dalit Dastak have very good number of subscribers and Mukh Nayak. There is another one, but not I don't see much. So what do you think? Like what are the challenges there? Like why no like other things
Yes.
or other people are not coming forward?
No, I think, yeah, I mean, it's a very good observation, and thank you very much for that. That shows that you do watch very closely. We see Sumit Chauhan is doing a very good job. He's a
Okay.
very good journalist.
Yes.
We see National India News was doing a very good job. Recently, they have lowered down for some reasons, but they had done a good job. We see what Dalit, like Dalit Dastak is there, but Dastak is also there. That Shambhu was running, but then people have also started having some other issues with him because he was trying to confuse and all. But there are many channels, but as you mentioned, not many. And the reason what comes to my mind is that these channels needs have the tendency to operate amongst themselves. What is required is to work collectively. What is required that even though there is a small channel and they are having less resources, they can be supported. These big channels needs to provide them support by giving them the content, by giving them the studio for few hours because they have their own studio, and the small channels they don't have the studio. So if they think that this is a collective work, they need to support, in my opinion, so that all the channels which are at the mid level can also grow. That is what I think. In
Yeah,
addition to that, I would like to also highlight one thing to you is that it's not just a coincidence when we see the same front page is there in Hindu, Times of India, Hindustan Times, you name all newspapers, print media, or let it be electronics media. They have the same news running everywhere. Do you know why that happens? That happens because every night they sit together and there is an editorial call every night.
I agree.
And
I agree. Like,
I'm speaking about print media. There used to be every night at 10 o'clock in the night, 10:30 in the night. But now in the media, in electronics media, it is so dynamic that they speak with each other multiple times in a day and then decide what narrative they have set up for today, on which channel, sorry, which news they have want to emphasize and what they want to emphasize. This is missing in ours. Our one Bhujan channel is saying one thing, another is saying second thing, third is saying fourth, third thing. They can operate the way they want. We don't want to touch them. This is their channel, this is their autonomy, but at least for collective issues, they need to come together. That's what I think.
yeah, I'm totally agree on that point. Like, there should be some common platform so that all
Yes,
the media. But again, yeah, it's a long process. Like all those group need to come together, sit together, have the discussions, and some group panels or like like some platform where they can come together and have those type of discussion. I know that this moment is more like a individual team, individual news
right.
channel, and all.
Yeah.
Um,
And Sumit Chavan has done recently, and that's what I have got to know, to create a forum of all the Bahujan channels together. And he did try, but I couldn't I couldn't get some more information on that. But that has to become, we all need to operate as a team and collaboration. Then we are already strong and we can become very strong. That's what I would like to conclude
Yeah,
with.
totally agree. And the way all these things like media and all for Bahujan communities, like we're at very early stage, like the way people are learning, people are exploring the career, but mostly we are just doing a job for somebody, some groups, rather than thinking like we can have our own channel, like the students who coming from us and media from our community, they don't think that like there is a lot of potential if they start something their own, like so
Right,
so on, Dalitas, like a few exceptions. So yeah, but I think that we still I hope that there is lot of people will come forward and start using this technology and all. And I just comment like I'm totally agree that we need to give support. Like I always think this for like if you are taking newspaper, you are paying some money there. So when you're taking news, listening news on YouTube, why don't you at least donate some number? What are the number you can afford? Like why
right,
$5 or $6 committing per month is not a big deal. It's
right,
suppose in abroad and in India it's 100 rupees or 200 rupees, whatever you can afford it.
right,
Yeah, definitely that those people need a support, then only they can grow.
right.
So yeah, I mean means that all like I totally agree with you, all your slide what you're mentioning it. So yeah, thanks for answering that. I like that
Thank
was
you.
I don't have any specific question because it's a broad topic
Yeah,
and like the expert need to talk on that more rather than a common person. So yeah, I don't have much question, but thank you. Thank you for
thank you.
your this
Thank you.
discussion and topic.
Thank you.
Anil sir put some of his comments and I read it. It's more. insightful. Anil sir, would you like to take it with Dhirendra sir? It can be a good point to discuss if you want.
No, you can read that statement out, but essentially what I'm saying is when many times these news organizations reach out to us for endorsing some, say, some atrocity happening, some issue on the education sector, something happening in India, something happening in US, but getting the endorsement for some of the statements that other organizations come up with, or providing us soundbite, or providing a statement of solidarity, gets completely buried in the bureaucracy of the organization. There is some kind of fear amongst people to provide a soundbite. When a
Hmm.
statement is attributed to a person, that story gets that much more weight. They always look for somebody saying, give a statement or two. They are anyway covering a issue, but that is not happening. And there is some that fear that people need to kind of get over.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think no, you have a point. You have a very big point. And that kind of a fear is becoming more and more. And what can be done in that is we see that the result of this is few people, few activists who went to India, they were stopped at the immigration, and now they are not being allowed to go out of India. So these kind of things are coming up, and this will also increase a lot. What I would suggest is we also need to be acting a little smartly. We can say what we want to say, but we don't need to come in the front. We can blur your face when we show what you want to say, or we can have people all together giving their opinions on some issues. We have the power, we have the media. No one can stop us. We will publish it, your views, your comments. But if you do it collectively, if 5, 10 people are saying it together, then they cannot corner down any one or two. That's what my suggestion is. So we speak, we shout, we at the same time we also protect ourselves. That's what comes to my mind.
So Bhagwat sir, do you have any communication for, you share your ideas? Is it YouTube channel, Instagram, or anywhere?
Yeah, you see, I'm not on. I mean, I'm not in Instagram, but I will share my email ID with you, my mobile number with you. We can WhatsApp me, and we will connect.
Okay, okay, thank you. Uh,
And
so
I also run few news channels. So, but your suggestions, we would implement your suggestions in the news channels which I'm running with my other colleagues.
yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Any more questions, colleagues? Vivek sir has a question. Vivek sir, go ahead.
Jai Bhim, Dhirendra ji. This is Vivek here, and I know you were talking about the sustainability and the funding crunches, which our organization always runs into, right?
Yeah.
And what is the other model that something the YouTube content creator, the channel like you, or many other Bhujan channels can what can they do, because sustainability is very important, because without financial resources the message cannot get out in the current context, right? And that we always find that difficulties. What is the other way around that we can facilitate, or since you are running the business, of course as a business would have some uh, plans made in advance, to have that, the sustainability. At the same time, you are the social model, you want to get the message out so the masses can learn, from our journalism, right?
Right.
So what
Right.
what is your take on that? Just make us more
Yeah.
enlighten us on this one. Thank you.
Yeah. My. Thank you very much. It's a very powerful and a very empowering thought. My take on that is that you can empower the media in different ways by giving your thoughts, by watching the channel, by communicating through the comments that they are not doing good as per your expectations. Advise them. You can, if you want to if you want to contribute them financially, well, you can say, okay, your channel is doing good. We would like to contribute for your sustainability. Tell us what is the salary of your journalist. We are ready to pay 10 days salary or 15 days salary or something. So there are many ways where you can establish a connection between them so that your hard-earned money goes to a right person for the right cause.
Oh, okay. And the other question, in the same line, how do you determine the accountability of the messages which is getting out? If say the organization wants to fund or the individual would like to, fund, your channel or maybe any other channel. What is the accountability? How do you measure that? What kind of, protocol in place, something that to justify, any kind of resources that you are getting from the community. And if you're doing it on your own, then you are accountable. Either you lose or win, right? But when the community is coming in play, they want to see the outcome of it.
Right. See, I mean, if the community is giving any kind of a support, the outcome needs to be watched in the outcome of the channel. Whether they are producing the news of the quality of the thought of your ideology through their channel. That is what you can become a watchdog. We all have to become a watchdog for our own channel, for them to streamline. Second thing, you need to support, we all need to support those channels who collectively wants to come together. National Dastak wants to come together with Sumit Chavan, wants to work with this channel, that channel, like this. If you put a condition to them that if you all 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 channels come together and then work together collaboratively, then you won't tell us how much you want. We are ready to pay 100 euros per month per person. Money is not a problem. We have a lot of money, but what we want that the channels needs to raise the confidence and the trust of the people, that if the money comes to them, they will produce the news, they will collaboratively work, and we build the movement, we build the masses, we launch the campaign of mass awakening. If they can do that, then it's possible. And for that reason, I was saying how to do that. Well, organizations at the individual level or even at the organizational level can go to the editorial call of the news channels on a weekly basis. And the weekly the channels who claim themselves to be a Bahujan channels shouldn't have a problem. Why would I or the channel which I run would have a problem if the intellectual coming from your organization comes and tell us, okay, next week this is important, please publish this. Or okay, you did not do good in this particular month or this particular issues, and they shouldn't feel bad because it's not about cornering anyone. It is about we have to correct each other, so there has to be a checks and balance. And those channel who are ready to accept, only they are doing doing their job, not only for their bread and butter. Of course bread and butter is important, but not only for the bread and butter. And because of that, we call them Bahujan ideological channel. Why we call Bahujan ideological channel? Because they are working on the ideology, and they are working, they believe in collective work, and then they believe in our agenda, common agenda. I hope I could
Yeah,
address
yeah.
your
No, thank you, much.
touch base
Thank you.
upon it.
Yeah, thank you very much for your response. Yeah, I will allow others to also ask the questions. Thank you.
I
So
appreciate.
Manish
Okay.
posted what is your news channel names? So you can post it
Well,
here.
well, well, I don't want to, but like to be honest, there are many channels who are doing good, and you're asking me, but it's not good that I talk about my channel. National India News is the channel which I was heavily involved, but it has now lowered down for some reason. But the second one is the Bahujan Frontline we started. And what I would like to tell you, it's not about me. It's about the few activists in Europe. We collectively started this channel, Bahujan Frontline. And by starting this channel, we gave a message to people, our own people, that you don't have to be a journalist to start a ideological news channel. If you are activist, is enough.
Y- yeah, thank you, Mangesh, for taking my question. Yes, sir. I just want to understand so that we also watch it. Means what are the
Yeah,
news
yeah,
you are
yeah,
promoting or you're supporting, whatever the way. So at least
right,
because, as I said, like there's so many things, so many news channels. Just want to make sure if like if you are taking some initiative of this type of channel, we will watch it like that way. That's the reason I
correct.
asked the question.
No, no, it's a very good thing. And whenever we speak with each other in different forums, even in online Vihara, we
Right.
can have that we all collectively through all from our inputs from our family, from our students, from everyone, and then say, okay, can we then everyone bring the best channels as per them, first 25 channels or 20 channels as per them, and then we can narrow down
Right.
uh, that who are real our channels, and we
Oh
will then
yeah.
support them, watch them, share them,
True.
and
Yeah, like
we can,
giving the ranking, like this channel are covering better
yeah,
topics and all,
mm,
like the way in main media we say Aaj Tak. Previously, when I was watching in 2010, Aaj Tak was my favorite.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so yeah, definitely we know the option, then at least we can discuss about it. We
yeah.
can spread the word about it. That's why I was
Yeah.
asking. So yeah, thanks for answering the question.
No,
Thank you.
I appreciate. Thank you.
Any further questions? So, if there are no further questions, then it's time to conclude our online vihara. Um, so I will end up this session by ending up uh, uh, the discussions. So I would like to thank our guest speaker. Thank you for such an insightful session today and handling our question answer with ease of your time. Um, I would like to thank Venerable Bhante Sarita Thero for blessing us with your Dhamma talk. Thank you, Kids Motivational Story Reader Ian Vasnik and Kranti Rai for conducting Kids session. And many thanks again for our guest speaker Dhirendra Rangari ji for your topic. With this, we conclude today's online Vihara. Thank you all. Namo Buddhaya and Jai Bhim. Thank you so much.
Namo
Yeah.
Buddhaya, Jai Bhim.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jay.
Just like to